That's my
All
own
right,
worry. Yeah, thanks.
thank you very much. As it stands right now, there's no coalition. If they choose to come together, that's fine by them. If they choose not to come together, that's okay by them as well. So that has to be their own decision. And as you said, it's left for them to decide if they want to talk about the issue of electoral reforms. I just don't want to go there because at a point it looks like it's just I'm trying to find a way to put it, that there's an interest why you keep telling people this is what you think that needs to be done. So if the opposition wants to focus on electoral reform or judicial reform, I wish them well, but it's not my job to help them to focus on that. No,
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
And then about the PVC, honestly, I think the
Oh,
election was able to go ahead without it. So I just don't know.
sir, please. Thank you very much. Now, the election can go on without PVC, can go on with PVC. That's okay. So I cannot come up with the findings and the results I'm looking for if I don't speak to people who have their PVC. So people like somebody like yourself can go out and vote because you have a PVC. Somebody that choose not to get their PVC or doesn't have a PVC will not go out to say they are going to vote. Now, I know people will argue that INEC is coming up with this whole thing. This is why I keep saying I don't want to talk about what the opposition should be doing. It's not my job. If the opposition choose not to talk about PVC and sanitizing people and focus on what they should be focusing on, that has nothing to do with me, right? But let's forget about that for now. You have your PVC, you're coming out to vote. So I'm going to ask you the question that I've asked the other individuals. Hopefully, you're able to answer. But if you choose not to, that's okay. We have Mr. Peter Obi, we have Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we have Atiku Abubakar, we have Rabi Okwakwa. So who will you vote for?
Yeah, damn, I vote for Peter Obi in the last election. It's still the same person I'm voting for. Yeah,
Thank you very much, sir. All right, so Mr. T, is that I don't want to call you Tina, Tina.
yeah, you can call me
Should
that.
do
Yeah,
you
it's very correct.
I can call you
Yeah, yeah,
Tina.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Mr. Tina, it sounds quite interesting though. Mr. Tina still has his PVC and the election comes tomorrow. He's going to vote for Mr. Peter Obi. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful submission and contribution towards the conversation this afternoon, guys. On that note, I will pass the mic to Lucas. Lucas, please go ahead, sir. As we are rounding up at 1 o'clock. So we have 17 minutes exactly. So the next speaker be very brief so we can carry others along. Lucas, go ahead. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Mindset, and thank you to everyone who have rightly spoken. So on this issue of 2027 election, for me, I think unfortunately there is no opposition. The only opposition that we have that we can actually talk about is Mr. Peter Obi. The rest are just playing to the gallery, and I might even be right to suggest that for some of those guys, Erufai and the rest of them, are being sponsored by Tinubu. It is very very possible. We've seen those that kind of situation all over again. It is left for Nigerians to stand up and demand for what they want and put their feet down and say, "Look, guys, you are kneeling on our necks. We won't take it again." And then I specifically wanted to talk about the Soludo inviting Tinubu. There is nothing.
No, that's not part of my conversation. Please don't derail it. Don't derail it.
Okay,
I don't want to talk about. Please.
okay, that's fine. So that's all what I wanted to talk about. The only opposition here is Nigerians. The coalition or no coalition, any coalition is going to work for Bola Tinubu. Take it from me. I yield the mic.
All right. Thank you very much. Before you leave the spaces, you still have your PVC, right? Is it still there with us,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah, yeah,
Lucas?
yeah.
Do you still have your
Yes.
PVC? And I mean, you said Peter Obi is the only opposition leader. So if there's an election today, we have the same individuals that contested in 2023. Who are you voting for? I want you to say it and say it out clearly. So I don't want to put it in your mouth.
Unequivocally, I'll vote for Peter Obi.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your wonderful submission. And I know people will be upset and people will be uncomfortable why I didn't want you to speak about Soludo. But I spoke about it. I spoke about it because somebody drew my attention to it. It's not something I want to talk about. It will not derail the conversation. We start talking about Soludo, and then we can talk about that some other time. But thank you very much, and thank you to everyone that has contributed. It's been a very interesting conversation. I can see people are still requesting for the mic. You have your, it's your own opinion. You can decide to vote for whoever you wish to vote for. You can decide not to vote for anybody. You can decide to, on that fateful day, change your mind and say, guys, I wanted to vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but I'm going to vote for Showere. I wanted to vote for Peter Obi, but I'm going to vote for Tinubu. I wanted to vote for Tinubu, but I'm going to vote for Atiku. I wanted to vote for Atiku, but I'm going to vote for Peter Obi. I'm going to vote for Peter Obi. I'm going to vote for Kwakwaso. It is your decision. Whatever happens, that has to be something that you will take home with. Umar Sani, are you still with us? Roy, you still with us?
Yes, mindset, I'm here.
Okay, and I think we don't have.
Mindset.
Okay, we don't have any new speakers, so we should be rounding up. It's 12:47. We've covered almost everything. For those who are from the middle belt, who believe that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done well for them, it's left for them. Those who have their PVC, for those who believe that yes, giving them all this position is not enough, right? The killings are still there, and they are going to use their votes against him. It is their choice. And those from the South, the gentleman that spoke earlier on from Bayelsa State, he spoke about the Ijaws not going to back Tinubu. That is his own opinion because he has his own PVC. And quite a number of individuals on this platform have said, if there's an election today, they are going to vote for Atiku Abubakar. Then you have a number of them saying, we are still going to back the man we backed in 2023. That is Mr. Peter Obi. The thing I'm taking home with me with this space is that there are still Nigerians out there, outside Nigeria, who wants the best for this country. There are still Nigerians out there who want to spend their hard-earned money to come back and see how they can help in the building the Nigeria of our dreams, right? And we still have the people like Mr. Kroc, who, for whatever you said to him, he believed that Bola Tinubu is the right candidate, and he will continue to support Bola Tinubu. That is his choice, and that has to be respected. So, as we round up, Excellency, you're raising your hand. I'm not sure what is it, where you're going to take us to now. Don't please take us back to what we have discussed already. What is it regarding, sir?
Sorry, please. I heard something, a question that Wellmind asked, which you didn't answer. I want this to be a general answer. This is an answer that I want everyone to go and study. Anyone that is having a cold feet about reforms and everything, I feel that is delusional, because you don't expect the people that are there to change something that will remove them. So one thing.
No. Sorry. See, this is one thing I keep saying on this. But sorry, hold your thought for a minute. I've made it very clear. Anything to do with electoral reforms, judicial reforms, is left for the opposition to go and deal with. I've talked about it. I've spoken about it. I've hosted space about it, and I said to Wellmind that what I want him to do is he should go back to my timeline and put in the word electoral and judicial reforms. I'm not sure why you're bringing it back on. I'm not going to discuss it.
I'm not good.
It's not
reforms. You didn't get my. I'm not discussing reforms. What I want to say is, everyone should just study our elections and know that there is a margin that cannot be rigged. That is just my answer. Thank you.
okay. I'm trying to get the point that you put across now, because okay, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. We don't have any other person. We don't have any new speaker, because when I end the spaces, I don't want somebody to be on a speaker session and they did not contribute. Okay, Mr. Emeka, please go ahead. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah,
Good
good
afternoon, sir.
afternoon. I want to let you people know that we have an electoral reform. We fought for this reform. We entered son for this reform. We still have the shirt, signed the electoral act now. So there is an electoral reform. There's a new electoral act, I think 2020, or yes, that we're working on it. But this case is, I think has gone spiritual because, well, I next
Sorry, why, sorry. Why is it so difficult for people to understand? Sorry, can somebody's mic is on? Can they move their mic, please? I find it difficult because the individual, well mind, came up with the issue of electoral reform and everything. And I said it to him, I am not interested in that conversation on this platform because I have spoken about it in 2023. I host somebody's mic is on, please. It's really interfering. I am not going to. If you want to talk about electoral reforms, you're welcome to open a space and speak about it. I am not interested in it because the opposition, who I believe should have deal with this thing after the election of 2023. One of the first things I believe they should have dealt with is issue of electoral and judicial reforms. I spoke about it in August and in October on Spaces, and every now and then I keep talking about it. I am tired of talking about it. I cannot continue to speak about something for 2 years and the so-called opposition don't want to do anything about it. I don't understand why you guys cannot respect that already. For me, please. I am not interested in electoral reform or judicial reforms. If that's what you think that will help the opposition, you can reach out to them. They should do it with it. I have done my bit on electoral reforms and judicial reforms. At a point, please, Mr. Amek, I'm not being rude to you, sir, please, and Excellency, go to my timeline. I want you to go to my timeline, put the word electoral reforms and judicial reforms. That's all I want you to do. Because people will come on the spaces and say, oh, you guys are talking about election. There's no, how will our vote count? It is not my responsibility to tell you how your vote will count. Since your man you voted for decided not to focus on what is the most important thing, electoral reforms and judicial reforms, it's mindset that will tell you what to do after 2 years of crying in the wilderness by myself. I'm not going to do that. So anybody that want to host spaces on electoral reform is welcome to do it. Let me focus on my research, and that's what I want to talk about. But I hope that's okay with everybody. Thank you very much. Umar Sani, as we round up, your final thought, please, so I can pass the mic to
Okay,
Roy.
mindset. I have listened very attentively to the speakers. Various speakers have spoken eloquently well. They put their points across, and I think it is a learning curve. While we also give our own, they also give theirs, and then we all come together to see how we can make our country better. But let me first and foremost appreciate, I think somebody, Nelson, who gave me some accolades. I'm very grateful. I thank you for your kind words. Also, I want to appreciate the man from Bayelsa. He spoke so eloquently well and put his points across. You know, his points are, in line with some of the thoughts of some of the leaders of the South-South region. I've spoken to some of the leaders of the South-South region, and I understand they are not happy that there is no port that is working because every attention is moved into Lagos to deny the South-South from competing with Lagos. That's why Port Harcourt has about 2 or 3 ports, which are all very viable ports, but they are not working. The idea is to kill everything and to move everything to Lagos. I think he was echoing that sentiment, of the South-South leaders. And I also have, I don't want to condemn Dr. Croc, because Dr. Croc also, what he's saying, some of the sentiments he has mentioned, of course, have been,
Sorry, Roy. It appears we lost Umar. Roy. Hello? Is Roy still there?
Yes, I'm here. I
Okay,
think we
Roy,
did.
your final thought as we round up, please. We lost to Masani.
Sorry, unfortunately, I couldn't contribute a lot in terms of also speaking, but I've listened to everyone, and I think it's quite refreshing to see that we all still hold our opinions, and we're strong about that with strong convictions as well. I'm happy to hear people like me, my enemies in diaspora, are willing to come back to Nigeria and vote, and that they still have their PVC. All in all, I I just want to encourage people to not see superficial projects, things that are just superficial. Oh, we have a university. Oh, they've given us appointments. Appointments are not things that governance is measured on. So please, there are things.
Yeah,
This mic is on. Sorry.
sorry.
There are things. Yeah, there are governance indexes and criteria that we should use to mark achievements. Nigeria is too old to be using appointments as yardstick for governance. I yield the mic. Thank you.
Sorry. I have I'm taking my phone everywhere I'm in this place, so I really apologize. That was very rude. But thank you very much, Roy, for your wonderful contribution. It's been a very interesting conversation, and to everyone who has contributed, continue to do what you can to be part of rebuilding the country called Nigeria. Guys, don't allow anybody gaslight you in the person you want to vote for. If you have convinced yourself that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is still the right candidate for you, that is your choice. Go out and campaign for him and vote for him. If you're convinced that Showere is the right person for you, go out and convince and vote for him. If you believe that Kwakwasio is the only one that has what it takes to rescue Nigeria, please go and continue to vote for him. If you believe that Atiku Abubakar still stand a chance after so many years he's trying to get